Hey everyone, we are back at Harry Tarantula, and today I am with David and I am Richard, and we're going to talk about Ravnica Allegiance's cards.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting time. It's always the most, at least for me, when they start spoiling cards, and you get to start thinking about what you can add to your deck, your modern deck, or how it's going to shape standard and things like that. So I'm here today to talk about. I picked one card for each format, basically, of what I think are the most interesting cards and things that are going to shape the new format. So yeah,
Well, all right, this sounds exciting.
the first card I wanted to talk about was Electro Dominance.
That's the X double red. You do X damage and then cast something from your hand for X or less, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
So it's got application. I think it's cheap enough that you can use it to kill like a creature and play a spell. The application that I see for modern is not like you're not going to use it to cast a spell for 2 mana for free. It's going to be more to use spells like Ancestral Visions and Living End for bypassing suspend timers and things like that. So I asked some of my friends who were Living End aficionados, and they said it wouldn't really fit in the exact Living End build that there is now, but maybe more. What I see it is more in the As Foretold version that was propping up last year
Okay.
and saw some play, where it's like a more of a blue version that uses both Ancestral Visions and Living End, and then we maybe like you splash red to play this card now.
Yeah. Ancestral Visions, I believe, has uh, zero converted mana cost, but it has a suspend of 4.
Yeah, it's suspend 4, but when you use it with As Foretold or Electro Dominance, you just get to cast it
You
right
just
away.
cast
You
it.
bypass,
So
the
that's
wait time.
that becomes even better than Ancestral Recall.
Yeah, I mean,
but it takes 2 cards
it
to
takes
do
two
it.
cards, yeah, so it's not, yeah.
It's still pretty good.
The main part would still be to cast Living End
Yeah.
and to combo off that way with your cycling creatures and things like that. But yeah, also the deck also plays Ancestral Vision. So sometimes when you're buying, your Ancestral Vision is stuck in your hand, and it's a way to get out of it.
Okay. That sounds like it could. I mean, I don't know if I would play it in either of those decks, to be quite honest. Like, I think getting a free X spell out of it in red, I would jam it in probably like Jund, to be quite honest. Double red and Jund is painful.
Yeah,
but,
it's kind of rough.
You always get Blood Moon after sideboard.
Yeah,
anyways.
I think Jund is very much like a card for card. You don't really want to go down in card advantage, which is
Yeah.
like one of the big reasons things like that.
But
don't
I'm a
match up
greedy
too well.
player.
That's fair. That's fair. Exactly.
All right, so that's modern. Um, let's talk about standard, and this is because we spoke about this just briefly. Um, this is actually my favorite card that we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, the card. It's one of the more exciting cards. People are split on it, but yeah.
The card we're going to talk about now is Wilderness Reclamation, which is my favorite card that I've seen so far.
Yeah,
it's not because of what it does; it's because of what goes with it that makes it better.
Yeah, it's an exciting card. People are kind of split on it, whether it's a big investment in enchantment for people who have seen it. It's 1 green and 3, and it's on your end step, at the beginning of your end step, untap all your lands.
So it's not at the beginning of the end step.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty important, especially if you want to play something like I don't know, Nexus of Fate.
Yeah, and
yes,
that's the big part of the card, and a reason why Nexus of Fate has been creeping up in decks again. And
it even went up on MTGO.
Yeah, prices everywhere have been going up because people are finding they're thinking, oh, I'm going to build this Turbo Fog deck again, and especially with the event of Arena and Best of One nowadays, it's probably going to have a pretty big impact.
Yeah, especially in ranked constructed, where it's like you're going to again have the best of one, and in traditional constructed you can kind of sideboard against it, but in those best of one formats, that's really strong.
Yeah, so for people who don't really know exactly what happens is, so once you, for example, let's say you play the Wilderness Reclamation on turn 4, and on your next turn you play a land. Now you have 5 lands. You don't play anything. You go to your end step. You put 5 mana in your mana pool, float it, use the ability from the enchantment and untap all your lands, and then you tap 2 more, so now you have 7 mana, still in your end step, and you cast Nexus of Fate, which is an instant, and you take an extra turn, and then you can start comboing off whatever different cards are in your deck, to Fairy, and try to take more turns and things like that.
Teferi.
Yeah.
How much I love the
Still legal in standard and everything. A note about Wilderness Reclamation is that it's an uncommon, actually, which was kind of surprising for how powerful of a card it is.
And we're at a state in standard right now where mana's getting to be really good. So I don't know if you remember the last Ravnica block, like Return to Ravnica. When mana was this good, decks got crazy good.
Yeah, people start doing, like, you can start playing 4 and 5 colors and doing all sorts of broken things.
Like, currently I'm playing blue, white, red online. And, you know, if I can find a way to jam green in just so I can play that.
Yeah, I'm sure people are going to try all sorts of things with it.
Your mana base is going to get a little weird, but it's going to be great.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was just a quick rundown of the cards that I found were most interesting from what's been spoiled. And there's still more cards to come at the time of recording. And all these cards that have been spoiled are available for pre-order on harryt.com. And also, if you want to, we have the pre-release coming up.
Not this weekend, which is January 12th. We're currently talking about.
Yeah.
We do have an amazing event on January 12th, though. But it is the following weekend, January 19th and 20th. You can pre-register for any of the pre-releases through our website, harryt.com, as previously mentioned.
Yeah.
We have the pre-release challenge series that same weekend, which is a 1K. And yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's all kinds of flight. If you're looking for Two-Headed Giant, we have Two-Headed Giant. All the individual and the Two-Headed Giant pre-release are $30 each, I believe. And the
challenge series.
The challenge series is 40. Yeah, but that's a $1,000 price pool.
Yep.
So yeah, it's exciting times. I'll probably be back and do something else when the entire spoiler is out. But for now, I just wanted to give my first opinion.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thanks for taking time out of your day, because I know you're rather busy doing other things at the moment.
Yeah.
So I've been Richard. This is David, and we'll see you next time.